she said, as much to herself as to her daughter. A little peace, a little quiet, and boom! The porch rattled and shook underneath them, and Tess's ears thrummed with the sound of the earth cracking in two. In her sudden fright, she dropped the key to the cabin. It clanked and rolled, not stopping until it fell through one of the larger porch slats. "What's happening?" Gertrude cried, drawing close enough to clutch at Tess's shirt. "Please tell me we're not going to die out here. Oh my God, we're going to die out here. I can't believe you're doing this to me." The shaking stopped, and the sound ebbed away, leaving nothing but the twitter of birds and the rustling of leaves in the distance. "What was that?" Gertrude demanded. She had yet to relinquish her hold on Tess's flowy, peasant-style top. The fabric wasn't going to provide much in the way of protection, but Tess didn't dare point that out. Displays of vulnerability from her daughter were too rare, and too precious, to be squandered. "Mom, what is this place? You weren't serious about the dead bodies, were you?" Tess leaned down to press a kiss on her daughter's hairline. The pink dye job was so new that it was evident in patchy spots on her scalp. "Of course I wasn't serious. My grandfather built this cabin with his own 2 hands. There's supposed to be a deer trail out back and everything. They come right up to the veranda." "Really? Deer?" "If we're lucky, we might even get a moose or 2. You've always wanted to see one of those." Just like that, the moment was gone. The mention of such a childish treat, which would have once transported Gertrude to the moon and back again, now caused her daughter to release her hold and step back, her expression one of carefully cultivated ennui. "This place is the worst," she said. Tess knew when to pick her battles and when to give ground, as the pink hair could attest to. "It's not going to get any better here in the next few minutes," she admitted, as she pointed a finger straight down. "I dropped the key. You're going to have to climb under there and get it." This time, her daughter's muttered animadversions on fate were replaced without outright cries of indignity and indecency. "I know, Gertie, but there's no way I can fit under there to get it. I'm sure the dead body won't mind a little company." "Mom." "Just kidding. But there is probably a spider or 2, so make sure you pull up your hood before you crawl under." Tess made a mental note of the look on Gertrude's face as her daughter finally gave in and started to worm her way under the porch. A writer was always working, and there was so much emotion to capture in those flaring nostrils and tightly drawn lips. The next time one of her villains was preparing to bump someone off, Tess was going to make him look exactly like that. "Do you need a flashlight?" Tess asked. "I packed several. I'll have to grab them from the car, but—" Boom! The second crashing sound caused the trees to shake and birds to take flight. It also caused a similar pounding inside Tess's chest. One random strange noise in the woods, and she was willing to chalk it up to a falling tree or a rolling rock, or whatever else happened in isolated places like this. 2 random strange noises in the woods, and she was rethinking her stance on that murderer. "Gertie, don't move," Tess said. Her daughter's legs were sticking out from under the porch, but the rest of her body was safely obscured from view. "I'm going to go see what that was." "Don't leave me here, Mom." "I'll just be a sec." "I'm coming with you." "No, don't," she began, but it was a futile effort. An angsty, irritable teenager was still a teenager. Gertrude's youthful movements were swift and agile, and she was out from under the porch in a matter of seconds. She was also incredibly filthy, and Tess was pretty sure she saw a spider skitter down the neckline of her daughter's hoodie, but she wasn't about to point it out. "Fine, but you're holding my hand. I don't know what makes a noise like that, but it can't be anything good." She was pleased to find Gertrude slipping her hand into her own without an argument, even more pleased when her daughter angled her body close. "I bet it's Bigfoot," Gertrude said, her voice a low whisper. They began working their way around the side of the cabin. The slatted logs looked like something out of a fairy tale, and the late afternoon light filtered through the canopy of trees, making it feel almost as though they were underwater. If they were going to die, at least it would be a scenic death. Leo told me they have sightings here all the time. If Bigfoot made noises like that, they'd have captured him a long time ago, Tess pointed out.